attack here, and make sure you get down to business. This one's going to be a good one, everybody. We're going to lock it down, lock it in, once we get on deck. Here we go.
Here we are, everybody. Here we are. Let's see, this is it. Straight away, we're going to notice it. Mantis and Elsa is the first bands rolling out. Rival Esports do not get the Mantis, neither does Tenacity get the Elsa. In return, though, Gambler Protect is being hovered, Elsa Protect is being hovered. Is it going to be a one-side Elsa? It might be the smart move. It might be the key. We're going to find out very, very soon. It's going to be Gambit. Okay, Gambit, that's a safe move. But now my question is, what are they going to return fire with?
It's a tough one, right? It looks like they are going to be returning straight into the Elsa ban there. Do not want to deal with one of the more powerful duelists here. But in turn, both teams are going to be able to take on the Gambit. So this does give RVL the opportunity to ban out the Mantis as well, because they didn't opt in for the Protect there. So just going to see the exchange of the Mantis bans there. And now we can look to play into a different direction, which is more than likely going to be the Loki. We could see potentially Rogue get banned out at some stage of this one as well, if they want to deny some team-up potential there. But for now, they're going to go for the more high priority ban there in Loki.
Oh yeah, the Pacific Special, the double Loki ban in the fourth slot. You already know. You already know the Marvelous One is going to be on Rogue. You know, you got the cap hover, but we saw over the past 2 days, especially the Rogue play coming out from Marvel. Exciting, ecstatic, looking forward to it. In return, looks like Z10 will not be able to take to the skies as the Galactic Legend Star-Lord. And a final Protect rolling in here. What do they want to say? And they're going to replicate with a Rogue Protect for themselves? Are we going to have the... Yes, we are. Marriage... Quantum Entanglement team up in full protection phase for both these teams right here. And the final ban rolling out that's going to affect RVL. What's it going to be, Zero Tenacity? And they're going to deny them the Star-Lord as well. Very good. I like it. It's a little, you know, it's a little bit here and there mix up, but it's exactly the same on both sides, everybody. It's another mirrored ban.
Yeah, the mirror's coming out in full force here, so definitely keen to see the attack of the clones in this one, if you will, you know, but we'll see if there's any subtle differences. Already, Lumi looking to opt in to the Venom is a little bit of a difference there for at least the RVL side. Ooh, actually looking to play into the Strange and Invis team up. Okay, so they can definitely look to play to their strengths here. I like that they've opted in to put 6 on the Vanpool again as well, considering how precise 6 is on some of those hit scan characters. So definitely keen to see what they can do into this one. But I like how Z10's playing into the early armor packs as well, bringing out the rocket there. Probably won't be holding on to that one for very long. You know, we'll be looking to run it back to a Gambit, but it's nice to see that the rosters are kind of shifting back to a more 2-2-2 composition as opposed to the triple strategists we've seen so commonly lately.
It's honestly the last day of group stage. This is when I want comfort picks. I want high risk, high reward comfort picks. Now I know that's a bit of an oxymoron, but you know I don't care. I want to see what you're known for. So Lumi, Doctor Strange, lock in everybody. We know it's going to be a banger. Sorcerer Supreme is here. Marvel on the Rogue. This is what I expect from Zero Tenacity. And oh, it's a counter portal. Oh, Bizer takes out X-Lyle. Lumi forced the Bizer as well. Insane predictions from the Gambit Bizer right there. Getting an early 2 picks, and they're just going to roll on to the mission area.
Yeah, you love to see a good old Penny Portal play coming out, and it does enable them to gain a presence over the mission area nice and quickly. So RVL gonna have to wait things out, trying to play for the counterplay here. You can see Snipsy's already looking to scope things out, so it'll be nice and steady for the time being. See if they are going to be able to get the stance, though. Already Ahsoka does shut down HK Mario, looking for more as well, isolating Illumi in place, trying to clear the space there. Their strategists will be putting in good work, though, to keep them healed up so they can at least retreat for the moment. I like the shift of focus from Snipsy as well, but Wendy's just too powerful. Shuts them down single-handedly. Oh, this is looking nasty already, Liger.
Oh, there it is. A bit of a maelstrom right now as the Supreme Strange off is going. 32% climbing for Z10. RVL on the back foot right now as they respawn, regroup, think of a plan so that they can, you know, rebound, of course, to get their motion going. 6 does have A chance to bring out, you know, the Banhammer. Wendy's going to be taking out Snipsy there. Down a Psylocke. They're going to be going for the Banhammer right now. Where are you aiming? We're going to find out as a Phoenix is flying from Eggsy right there. The Cryo Phoenix. Going to get quite a bit of value, but it's going to be taken now by Xlow. Xlow, the most aggressive strategist in Asia. Matzy, the most aggressive strategist in Asia. The Loki, the Invis. Xlow does not heal. Xlow deals damage. Alright, let's be real.
Oh, feeling so for real off that one, but now it's 6. Bringing out the bricks there with bigger damage onto Marvel, and going to see if they can clear some deeper space as well. So they take it nice and slow, just forcing them out with the bubble there. Trying to see if they can dish out a little bit more damage. Buys already with a Raging Royal Flush though. Now they can get the counteraction rising up. Illumi does have Agamotto available, but not going to be able to opt into it. They're immediately punished. 3 down. At least they do manage to retreat, or maybe not. 6 could be in trouble. Nope. They will get away in the end there, but the percentage is not in their favor. They need a portal and a dream or somebody to touch for OT.
Alrighty, 100-0 is potentially on the mark. There's no portal. There's no one contesting. Yeah, it's 100-0, everybody. Z10 do take first round here on Burning T'Challa against RVL. That is an unlucky turn of events for RVL at the Stellar Spaceport, but maybe they're, you know, people of science. Maybe they can take it to the Institute. Maybe they can switch it in their favor. We'll find out. Z10 feeling good, as they should, honestly, as they come out with a strong start there. But I gotta say, Matty, what are we thinking so far about that ultimate control there? You know, you still have the Heartbreaker online for Marvel, which means even if RVL go aggressive early, they're gonna get counted out. They got Jerry as well with Agamotto. There's so many good ultimates right now ready for Z10 that even if they've got themselves the dance or the cut fly right there from RVL, even if they could potentially get the Agamotto from Lumi off, it's really a matter of who strikes first.
And it's great that they have those tools at their disposal as well, because they can enable themselves to strike first and strike rather swiftly here, especially if they play off the Heartbreaker, manage to disengage some of those ultimate potentials. But I mean, they could hold on to it a while longer, considering RVL don't have that much available to them right now. All they have is that Agamotto from Lumi. So they might be looking to wait things out for a second. You can see they're scouting for the moment, just trying to see if they can potentially catch them off guard again, or otherwise just scope things out to meet them. Here we go. That's a capture. Hook, line, and sinker onto the opposing Doctor Strange, and already it's looking very reminiscent of round 1.
There again, the Supreme Steel, the Sorcerer's Steel right there. The portal just... Yeah, man, that portal plays crazy right there. How are we getting away with this right now? I mean, second time? Good lord. Game's the game nonetheless. Z10 capturing now as they gain percentage. Feeling good right there. They got Agamotto still online. They're going to have Boundary as well. RVL might have Boundary for the next fight. Exile's going to be building that one up. But it really is the battle of Jerry v Lumi right now. I want to know who's going to get Strange. Who's going to get their Agamotto off right there. And see if they can pair it off with another duelist ultimate. Eggsy's very close as well to the Ensong Inferno. Flying up to the sky right now. Rogue's going in. Bit of a bout. The Deagles are flying from Circa. Run taking fire as they do disengage for now. RVL taking space finally. Getting a bit confident here. Waiting for the moment to strike. But they are taking quite a bit of damage right here. And there it is. The first mark. Eggsy takes out 6 for the boundary drops right there from Xlow. That's going to put him in a 5v6 situation. Nonetheless, they're going to keep on going in. And we're going to find out where they're aiming.
What are they aiming at? They're going to be aiming at Agamotto right now. Boundary coming up in response as well. It's going to be Ahsoka starting off strong there. Double KO, 4-0 tenacity, and they managed to floor even more. So RVL forced back into the drawing board here. See if they can regroup, retreat, and hope to not go for a repeat of that. But Lumi has opted for a change. It's time to bring out the Super Soldier. Time to get Cap on deck.
Alrighty, everybody. Steve Rogers on the scene. Captain Lumi, here we go. Let's see if it's going to be a change in the course. Oh, this is a very dangerous spot for RVL right now. They're boxed in, and they see a Z10. See the opportunity. They're diving on in right there. Soko and Jerry taking a piece each of the pie. And that's half the team down for RVL. Wait a second. Oh, a little sneaky back cap. Doesn't get the value they needed, and they do have to retreat for now. And let's be honest right now, Z10, they're going to rush that spawn door. No chance of a portal. There's no Strange. There's nothing they can do. All they have is 10% and the feet left on their bodies to try and run it, leg it, and try to get that contest.
Yeah, let's see if they can run it down here. Lumi prepared to go for the fearless leap. Does get the OT touch there at least, and now looking to see if they can shut down the XC there. Going to be in a bit of trouble here, not going to be able to do much with it, but at least they divert focus for a moment. But still, their team not able to pick up the slack here. Jerry does eventually go down though, so strong response from Six. Does have the end song available as well. Might be forced into it. Van Hammer coming out from Soko, and here we go. End song coming out into the action. Heartbreaker as well, just to be double sure. And this is going to be hook, line, and sinker into the finish. Liger over and out.
There it is, everybody. Map 1 done and dusted right there. Burn T'Challa claimed by Z10 with an excellent performance right there. Keeping the pace in their favor. They were just on it. That's it. They were just on it. On fire. The momentum they've been carrying for the past 2 days will carry today. Wendy with the MVP. Deserved to the Invisible Woman right there. Holding it down. There it is. Right there. I gotta say, everybody, that's what we expected from Z10. They've been a very formidable team. They've been proving everyone wrong. They've been going in, diving in, and so confidently playing this meta to their advantage. They're playing very well in the ban draft. They're playing as best as they can. And I gotta say, Matsi, I gotta say, whew, that rogue is something else. The amount of zoning she applies, it kind of reminds me of what the Emmers of old used to do.
Yeah, unfortunately, not much ever these days, is there? But maybe she'll have her time again. Maybe next season. Maybe not. But definitely great to see Rogue being utilized here, especially when Gambit's available. You want to play into that team up, play to your strengths there, and we're seeing it come out in a big way. Just like in our replays here, you can see some of the best plays that came out of Map 1.
You believe it right there, the moments, the magic, the marvel. Yes, literally, the marvel right there on Z10, holding it down the rogue. Everyone was there. Eggsy with the firepower on the Phoenix. So much presence, you gotta say. Big props to Jerry, Soko, Wendy, Bizer. That whole team Z10 earned that victory well and true.
Well and truly, and very excited for more where that came from, because we got a second map on its way very soon as well. Keen to see what that's gonna look like, everybody. You know, I think hopefully for RVL's sake, that's a bit more of a warm-up game. You know, they're starting to feel their way into it, get a bit of energy behind them, and could see a bit more coming in the second map. But Z10, you know, I loved those portal plays. They were so creative, and I want to see more.
Yes, please don't ban. Do not ban Doctor Strange. We want to see some more Doctor Strange. We want to get mystical with it. We want to find out, you know, how do they learn these tricks? Who are they? Well, excuse me. Are we sending Jerry and Lumi off to Kamatage? Where are they learning these tactics from?
They're going to be learning it somewhere, maybe from the coach, who knows, but definitely keen to see more where that came from. On the other side of this break, everybody, don't go anywhere. We'll be back before you know it.
Fury! 气贯长龙！
Thank goodness this book has pictures.
Let's get go!
Welcome back, everybody, to the Marvel Rivals Ignite preseason here. It's Pacific coming at you with Asia action, and it's the last day of groups, and we are already stuck right into it. We got Z10 taking on RVL to kick things off. Z10 off to a nice start on Burner T'Challa there, but map number 2, what are both these teams going to do?
That is the question everybody wants answered. Is there going to be another 2-0? I was literally about to say the word, we're contemplating, and the museum curses me again. It's Museum of Contemplation for map 2. Once again, what most believe right now is one of the hardest maps to take to the very end. That third area is insane. The line of sight, the curvature, the way you even protect the convoy is ridiculous. It's insane. It really changed everything for all these teams. There's a lot of questions that I want to know, but Matty, the biggest question on my mind right now is this ban phase gonna be a mirrored ban again? I need to know if we're gonna change things up, because if we're running mirror matches and it's not working out, something has to change.
Something has to change, and has to change real quick. You know, they have to find a solution, and they can't afford to be caught in the net of Z10's portals ever again, because Z10 are 2 for 2 in the matchup so far, and you do not want to be seeing that coming out on the rollout once again. But we'll see how it all fares once we get into the draft here, you know, whether things are going to be mirrored all over again, or whether we see a bit of a shift in direction from one side or the other here.
That is the question. Shift, how is it gonna unfold? I gotta say though, like, when we're talking about Z10, the performance these past 2 weeks, excellent. Honestly, right now, I believed at the time, before, I made a prediction, I'll be honest. I'll say it. I got called out. I put them in 7th. That was my prediction. The Z10, oh, they flipped it. They're up there in the top 3, interchanging alongside AAA, alongside Pirates right there. But right now, ooh, Z10, I'm seeing Matsy. I don't even think they want to be top 3. I think they want to be at the very top. So that is exciting, and that is exactly what they're doing. Even though they're comfortably ready for the playoffs, then like they don't even care about seeding. They're like, I want gold, I want first place, I want everything, I want every advantage I can take. That is what Z10 is doing right now. But RVL, completely different story. They are fighting for their life to be in the playoffs right now. They need to get these points on the board. It's not looking good for them. If other teams that are in the 7th and 8th position win matches today, that's going to be dire for RVL. They may not have enough points to get above that elimination line.
Yeah, and that's a tough spot to be in, isn't it? You know, obviously, they just have to do what they can to stay above the likes of N1 Hex and Loyalty out of this one in order to secure their qualification into the playoff stage here. So we'll see if they do have what it takes. You know, I think that it's a difficult spot to be in. N1 Hex's only match today, or remaining match for the group stage, is against Pirates next, and I think Rival Esports will be pretty hopeful about the result of that one, for one reason or another. I'll leave that to your imagination. But we are going to be getting into the game very soon, everybody. As you can see, we have Z10 on defense to kick off Museum of Contemplation here, and RVL going to be on attack.
This is interesting because we know very well what Z10's plan is here. They obviously didn't get to, pick the map, but they may have picked an advantage here in their own right. We're going to find out as we have Mantis banned potentially again. Oh, yes, we do. Okay, something different early on. We're going to see if it's going to get mirrored very, very soon. First project rolling in. What are RVL going to solidify? We have a differential. If they lock in that gambit, we will have one-sided gambit in favor of RVL.
Let's see how it's going to go down. Oh, it's actually going to be Elsa prioritized this time. Obviously, they've taken the gambit ban for their own, and they're more than willing to compromise here. But what this means they've sacrificed is Z10 can now look to protect the Mantis for themselves if they wish, or the Elsa as well. So we could see, yeah, so we are probably going to see the traded out Mantis bans here. At the minimum, we're going to see Elsa combat out of both sides here. And probably a Loki ban next, considering the trend here. So I'm keen to see who's going to be the top of the Apex Predator ultimates out of this one.
Absolutely right there. You know, we're waiting for... Is it 4th slot Loki ban both sides again? I just want to know, everybody. 8, 7,
Ooh.
6, 5... Oh, Vanpool. Okay. Okay, interesting. Z10 want to switch it up a little bit. Take out the Vanpool option from RVL and in turn protect Ultron for themselves. This is great. It's a great Ultron map, especially early on. High ceilings, high walls, corridors, a lot of cover for flyers. I mean, we saw that yesterday. We saw a 4 flyer comp. Very exciting. Didn't yield results, but it was still very exciting. However, final ban rolling out right now. That's going to affect Z10. Can't play Mantis, can't play Gambit, can't play Loki. Are they going to lose another strategist? Or are they going to lose something different? Ooh.
Looks like it's going to be the double Vanpool ban there. So no Vanpool across the board. At least RVL do have the option to protect something now. Let's see if it's going to be something like an Invis perhaps. Or whether it might be one of their Vanguards themselves. Looks like Invis is going to be locked down, so they can look to play into the team up there with Strange, unless it gets banned next. We talked about that briefly out of the last one there, but no. They're going to be denied Ultron into this one, so only one team going to be able to unleash that rage. And now, let's see what our compositions look like.
Okay, here we go. Everybody lining it up right now, trying to get going what they want to play. Okay, this is something I've been hearing about. I've been witnessing it, and I'm wondering if they're going to run it. Is Z10 going to bring out the strat pool? Strat pool has been seeing more playtime recently, as Vanpool is commonly banned, and they're wondering if they can still bring out the resources from those Deadpool alt variants, if they can potentially, you know, maybe get the pop quiz going. It could still be high value, high reward. We're going to find out as we roll on into the Museum of Contemplation. As we know, beautiful map, great design. Very reminiscent of the TVA, in my opinion. Interesting concept, but W to the Rivals R team and the map development team. Everybody ready again, and we can see that third section of the map where things get a bit blue and a bit dire as teams rarely see the end. I will say, rarely see the end, but nonetheless, gorgeous map. Gorgeous gameplay, surely guaranteed in return. Let's find out. 10 seconds till those spawn doors open, everybody. Let's get in the mix of it. And I'm seeing White Fox from Exile. Okay.
3, 2,
Yeah, obviously not having the Mantis available, they do have to opt to compromise in one way or another, and the White Fox is a worthy solution when you don't have the Mantis available. So, eager to see if it plays out to perfection for them here. I like how... That's interesting, actually. Lumi on the Star-Lord. You don't see that every day, so they're going a triple duelist into the initial part of their attacking phase here, trying to get as much firepower through as possible, but already some of that's been minimized there by Jerry, so great start, and we're going to see if they can whittle down their forces a little by a little more.
Alright, as they get the school bus turning around the corner here.
You feel the bouncy,
maybe
like
going down. Everybody, eyes on the Fantastic one as Lumi is on the Mr. Fantastic, switching it up a little bit. They're going to retreat into spawn for now as Marvel's diving in on the Werecap? Cap Wolf? Which one's correct? I think it's Werecap. We'll find out. Captain Werewolf over here having a good time howling about. Pfizer in the front lines with the Heretics DP represent out here, holding it down. Hey, listen, if you want to wear a DP costume, you know, you can rep the Pacific with Reject or Genji, or you can take a leading team. I mean, Heretics came first so far. They're looking good. Maybe that's the thing. You dress like a winner, maybe you become a winner. We're going to find out. Let's see as everybody rolls on in. Still 2:40 on the clock. Already a minute 30 down, and we still haven't seen the bus move.
Yeah, maybe the wheels on the bus might go round and round soon. Rage of Ultron, though, could stop them in their tracks, but at least they're trading Stratult for Stratult here. They're pretty close to the Kumio Unleashed from Exile as well, so this could be what they need to dial in. Granted, the boundary is available for Z10 as well here, so they can just stop them in their tracks all over again. They've already isolated out 6 here, so it's just really getting caught in those single file lines of sight here, which is hurting them. The Apex Predator, one in the same. Say goodbye to Proxy, special delivery straight to your backline of the enemy there, so it's just tough, you know. XD's dialed in all over again, and RVL are struggling to break through.
There it is right there. A minute 50 munching on down. Wendy taking out 6. Invis getting the work. Eggsy getting a bit of piece of the pie as well. Lumi taking down. Everybody just getting pushed into spawn. This is... I'm not contemplating much in this museum right now. I'm crying in the club because this is just not looking good for them. This is just spot. Marvel is bunny hopping outside of spawn right now. What is on my screen? This is madness. This is exactly the strength that Z10 have been showing these past 2 weeks right now. Domination is literally how they play, bro. We're going to release the LARP trucks, and Bizer's going to take out proxies right there, and they're going to try and take more and more as they push them back to the spawn door right there. There's just nothing they can do to get out of there. Building up ultimates, building up firepower, it's just not enough as Z10 are just managing resources excellently.
Yeah, they're just locking them in place there. You know, finally they were forced to use the ponage bound there, but they're going to be sitting comfortably. They've still got the boundary available, still got range available. Everything's just laying in place here. You know, they're managing that ult economy so effectively. RVL right now, they've got a couple of things available. The boundary's online now, so they could potentially use that to get past them. I like how 6 is going for a bit of a different angle here, trying to take the high ground, but ultimately, despite them trying to go for these engagements, they're not getting enough damage through. They're not able to pop them down quick enough, and as a result, you see the consequences here. Apex Predator up front, a special delivery straight to XE, and it's going to be a KO after KO all over again here, locking in even more for the delayed KOs there off the Agamotto, and it's just a well-rounded symphony here. Do have Marvel with a freedom charge in a sec if they need it as well, but right now they're just styling on them, taking selfies and taking names.
Unreal right there. Just a 3, a 2, a 1. Overtime achieved. Yes, it is achieved. Here we go. Final fight, everybody. If there's any hope on the clock, now is the time to strike it. Marvel taking out proxies here. They're holding it down. They got the freedom charge. They're assembling. They're rumbling. Marvel takes HK Mario. That's one down. Overtime's ticking down. And X-Flower falls. Eggsy gets the pick there. Everybody's gunning down. Eggsy's getting the value. And the overtime's undusted. That's a full hold on Museum of Contemplation right now with Z10 pushing RVL back into spawn every single time.
Yeah, really tough beginning there. RVL not able to break through whatsoever. So Z10 have a prominent hold on to their defensive phase there. And now looking to see if they can bring some more incredible play into the attacking phase as well. You can see RVL is just looking to play a unique composition, to say the least. You know, I can see Illumi is bringing out the Spider-Man. So we've seen Lumi hit some great Agamottos, you know, be very effective with that high mobility there. So keen to see Lumi's mobility on Spider-Man as well.
Alrighty.
Ooh. We got another Mr. Fantastic Liger.
I mean, at this point, you only got to push it. What? Like, what is going on? At this point, you don't need the bus. You can just walk to school. You don't even need the bus.
Fantastic Four's coming out.
Hey, listen, you know what? Hey, sign me up. Hey, guess what, guys? Wolverine was also in the Fantastic Four. Make a Fantastic Five. Make a Fantastic Six. Get Bombastic Bagman in there. Get Spider-Man. Do whatever you want. But look, let's be real. Anything can happen. 25 meters, hey. RVL could still hold it. It's not looking in their favor. But all I see is Soko and Bison doing the fastball special. Okay, let's get into it. Throwing Bizer in right now. We'll see if it's something special. And they also got Jerry throwing Soko in. We're doing the double shenanigans team up right here. HK Mario taking out Jerry. Torch is down. All right. Let's see if Z10 can win it with a bit of silly.
Yeah, let's see if they can dial in, having a bit of fun. All the meanwhile here. Try and lock down some shots into this one, but just aren't able to get the line of sight here. Trying desperately to hold on to the mission vehicle. Keep it in place there. They do catch XE, so at least it's a decent beginning, but the trades coming through are just a little bit too much into this one. Trying their best to dish things out from a distance here. You can see Wendy doing a great job to hold it, but looks like they don't have to hold for long. Eventually, they will be able to force their way through, and that's going to be the series now collected by Z10 comfortably.
There it is. I mean, I spoke so much about the last third of Museum of Contemplation, and we didn't even hit the second. We didn't even hit the second third, but there it is. Well and true, excellent gameplay right there. Z10 holding it down, and they with a, walk away from explosions like the cool guys that they are. They do walk away with a 2-0 victory in this explosive matchup against RVL right there. Z10 Tenacity are your winners. Well earned, well deserved right there. You got a couple of them running flawless as well with no downs. Crazy numbers being put up right there. Excellent performance.
Yeah, no casualties whatsoever for a couple of them at least. So really a great performance coming through from a Z10 into that one. A comfortable beginning to the evening. So keen to see how things will play out for them as they've got another match later on. They're going to be on again, a last match of the day here. And this isn't the last we've seen of RVL either. They'll be on later today as well, heading into one of our future matches in this evening. So definitely get keen to get stuck into all of that all over again, Lager. But what a way to start the day off. We've had some very creative plays, to say the least.
I mean, yeah, congratulations. We've got 10 12s in a row. Great. the record is maintaining strong here at Asia, but there it is. Look right there. You still got to give props right there to the tenacity from Z10, of course, as they kept holding it down, kept their pace, kept managing their ultimates, and just constantly pushed rival back into spawn. Constantly exhausted rivals' chances of trying to make a comeback, trying to turn the favor. They excellently won that 2-0 victory right there. Well earned, well deserved. Consistency.
Yeah, that's what's going to be key there, and they stay true to consistency all the way through. So, going to be a solid beginning coming out from Z10 into this one. RVL, I'd say they have had a interesting beginning, a nice warm-up for later, perhaps. Hopeful that it's going to be a nice warm-up for later for their sakes, because, yeah, it's only upwards from here, Liger.
Only up. That is the question we're going to find out as, these teams rally on through their leaderboard. We got more matches here today. We got 4 more series today, of course. It is going to be glorious as we get into those matches. Next one's going to be a good one. But RVL are returning later today as well. Still got another match on the board. And, how are we feeling so far about Z10 Tenacity's standings so far in this bracket? They're in a pretty good position. They're definitely... I feel confident saying this, Matty. I feel like they're going to be at the playoffs when we get to that.
I think that's pretty much a guarantee at this point in time, Liger. I think that, yes, they will more than likely be there. Obviously, that's all going to be calculated in the background once we do get everything all tied up neatly. So, we're keen to see our playoff qualified teams later in the day once everything's wrapped up. But yeah, I'd say they're probably going to be there. And I think that for their sake, they're just getting through the matches today just to confirm their position. They're hoping to maintain course at least a second place there. Obviously, Pirates most likely going to be locking in first place there unless there's a big surprise. If they do lose to M1 Hex, then I'm sure that would ruin everyone's predictions all over again. But no, I'm keen to see how it all plays out. I don't think we're going to see too much more revealed from many of the rosters here in the group stage, at least. I think that, yeah, there's going to be some of the big guns saved for the playoff stage.
Yeah, that's true. At this point, there's not much you can do to change your standings if you're towards the higher end or lower end. Middle of the pack, still got to, bring out all the stops. But yeah, like you said, hide some strategies, save some big guns for the playoffs. There's some things we've been hearing about. Strapple, we mentioned earlier, we're seeing glimpses of it show up again. I've been hearing, this is going to be strange to people. Maybe I'm wrong. But I've been hearing rumblings that people are going to get bouncy. We saw a little glimpse of that now. Maybe more fantastic play as people lean away from the triple strategist. Start maybe, this is going to sound silly. Certain duelists have let people run triple duelist comps and still have a very good Vanguard position. So fantastic Wolverine, we're looking at you too, as they are increasing more in play.
I'm keen to see if they're going to be brought out even more so heading into the deeper end of our games, let alone heading into the playoffs. I love to see some of the more unique compositions. It's great to see the creativity coming out from rosters time and time again. I'd love to see, something entirely off scope. Maybe we see Blade come out in a random scenario, a niche situation. Could be on the cards. Maybe not. We'll see. But definitely excited for what's in store. I'm sure that all the cards haven't been revealed yet.
Yeah, true. I mean, we gotta The Royal Flush is still yet to get raging, I'll tell you that. We're going to find out very, very soon. I mean, I don't know about you, but, I'm looking forward to it. I believe we might have a cheeky little interview, have a little quick yap with one of the members of Z10. We're going to find out, the insight, how they're feeling, how they're going, going into this, group stage, how they're coming out of it, how they're preparing for playoffs, and what they're going to do. And, interesting things are coming. I'll tell you what, everybody, there's a lot to unpack right here. Also, as we know, simultaneously, I believe preseason for China is also going on. It's been pretty good. I've been watching as well. A lot of Ultron's getting some gameplay out there. They do like bringing a bit of Ultron, seeing a little bit of Torch as well. So I'm wondering how that unfolds. But I will say, map-wise, Matsy, we see Museum of Contemplation so much. But last night, I tuned into a little bit of preseason for China. They were on Central Park quite a lot. A lot of Dracula's Castle action. A map we haven't seen in a little bit, but maybe we might get it tonight. Hopefully, maybe if we get to that, glorious, elusive, endangered third map. Maybe.
I'd love to see at least one today, but before we contemplate that some more, Liger, looks like we've got an interview on our way from one of our winners from Z10 here, everybody. We are going to be welcoming in Biza.
Hello.
Hey, thanks so much for joining us here today, mate. And what a game, I gotta say. And I gotta get this straight from the source. What's the go with the Fantastic?
I think it's just like a randomizer, to be honest. Just spin the wheel, and I guess it just lands on Fantastic all the time.
All right, we're spinning wheels out here. Okay. Well, talk to me about how the team is feeling right now. Emotions are high. You guys are in a pretty good standing. How do you guys feel going into, preparing yourselves for playoffs?
I mean, we're feeling really good. Obviously, we lost to Pirates, but we're still, second place right now. We have a rest of our match, but I mean, it's all just proceeding, and we've always kind of just been focused on playoffs. Like, that's all that really matters at the end of the day. So, we're excited and we're ready.
That's what we like to hear. Ready, start your engines, and I guess if you're to play things out again, if you get that chance to have a rematch against Pirates into the playoffs, do you think it would go a little differently?
1000%, yes. I feel like we hadn't seen much of Pirates, and scrims or whatnot, and they kind of just caught us off guard, and we weren't as prepared as they were for us. So I think in this week and a half or whatever we have for playoffs, will be a much stronger team.
Fantastic. Love to hear it. And thank you so much for joining us for this one, Biza. It's always a pleasure to get you on board. And yeah, best of luck with the, I think you got one more game later today. So get keen for that one.
Against AAA.
We'll see you there.
Yep. Yeah. All right. See you guys then. Thank you so much.
Thank you. There it is. Biza locked in. The whole of Z10 locked in. They're going to have a bit of a breather. They're going to be waiting out the next 3 series before they get into the final series of tonight. Final match of group stage preseason Pacific Asia is gonna be Z10 versus AAAD. That's a big one, Matsy. That's a top 3 team sort of decider right there. Who's taking second, who's taking third? Pirates looking down at them saying, you're fighting over me. We'll find out. We'll see how it all unfolds. But next match is gonna be just as exciting. We got N1 Hex versus the Pirates. Oh damn. Oh, whew. That is a very tough one, but you never know. N1 Hex might have something up their sleeve.
Yeah, we'll see exactly what that's going to be right on the other side of this break, everybody. Don't go anywhere. We'll be back with the next one right after this.